And we should almost be live, and we are live. Welcome, everybody. So, what's this about? What is this about? Because it's actually the idea was to have a casual chat with you guys, with anybody that was willing to join, to actually tell a little more about what is ShapesXR in these 15 minutes that divide us from basically the release of this email to all our beta tester that over the past months subscribed and joined our community. And of course, there is here our CEO, Inga. Inga, why don't you
Hello, everybody. Thanks, Gabriel, for invitation to the stage.
I mean, for invitation. Actually, I was thinking, hey, let's do this. And then I said, Inga, come on, why don't you join over, right? And and actually, for anybody that might want to ask questions, please just drop it, and we'll answer it. And as mentioned, we do have 15 minutes. So as mentioned, here is the countdown. We have 15 minutes to go. And while that happens, let's maybe tell people, whoever might be joined or maybe watch this later on, what is actually ShapesXR and how did that came up to be?
Yeah, so for anyone who is new to Tvori, our company that exists in VR since 2016, ShapesXR is a new product. It's our response to the Quest and mobile headsets becoming the mainstream. We've been discovering with so many product teams and designers throughout 2019 and 2020 to realize that with our current PC product, we are missing some biggest opportunities around XR. Number one is running fully on standalone hardware. Number two is collaborating, and it's becoming even more crucial when we are talking about remote teams. And number three is how to really allow product owners and designers and developers and stakeholders to contribute to their mission of delivering amazing 3D products.
And the clients, because what happens very often, they also have no idea how that's going to look like. So, okay, if we have, for example, an AR app or a VR app or a VR training, how's that's going to look like? And some of those product owners also really have a hard time communicating with them and showing them, okay, do you want this here or do you want this there? So that is indeed one of the things that made a difference. So
absolutely,
it goes beyond the company itself that uses it, but also externally as a powerful communication and pre-sales tool.
Absolutely. So, and we are proving that just by our own team. So it was pretty hard, to discuss new features for our product, to brainstorm for new spatial ideas, spatial UI, to explore the user experience, how the user flow should go, to really synchronize with the developers. And right now we are fully developing shapes inside ShapesXR. I mean, we are prototyping every new feature functionality inside. We are meeting together, all of us. So we are discussing that. We co-edit in real time, and then we invite developer to jump in, who is going to then to realize that in Unity code. So I think that this should be a powerful tool to really come up with your concept, to really ideate and brainstorm, to replace ideation and brainstorming on flat screen when you are working on 3D and spatial type of content. And it's design itself as well as prototyping. So we have different approach to prototyping here. Again, our discovery interviews and our amazing beta community. By the way, thank you so much to all our beta tester subscribers, everyone who attended those crazy number of meetups during the last several months. You helped a lot. And you know that we've been listening to you very attentively. We actually redesigned our UI quite a bit,
was kind of like, next.
Next. But the fact that we could meet in VR all together, start building and realizing what works, what doesn't work, helped us to address that pretty fast. So yeah.
So we have, by the way, Eva. Hi, Eva. Nice to have you. Says, good job. She says, good job.
And comment about prototyping. So we also realized that for designers to invest a bunch of time on animating user flows, like simulating how the UX should look like, is kind of time consuming at the early stage of your design and prototyping before you get really green light to go further. So thus, we've introduced staging systems. So staging is linear interaction. It's like Google Slides in 3D. So it's collaborative.
Yeah, so why don't you maybe that
Yeah.
there is another point, right? Because people
Yeah.
always ask, what's the difference between Tvori and Shapes?
Yeah.
What, can they talk to each other? So let's maybe make it clear for
Yeah.
people that might be wondering or asking. They're gonna get their emails. What are the difference? What are what are the difference? I'll do the same thing.
So there is quite a difference. So to be totally open and honest with you, so Tvori on PC is a very robust piece of software. It's running on PC VR infrastructure, so you need a powerful gaming computer with required level of your video card. So you plug in your headset, and then it's aimed on animators, 3D artists. It allows you to import complicated stuff in, to really go and build entire movies in VR, or really complicated simulations using and utilizing straightforward real-time animation and more complicated keyframe animation, then export that to viewer and review that. So ShapesXR is a different product with different focus and end users. So it's focused on designers and product teams, as we said, and I keep emphasizing product teams, because I think what's happening for example, for XR development today, it's not agile. So iterations cost a lot. Sometimes there are no iterations. Everyone just trusts Unity developers and wait when they finally get the build. They somehow figure out how to upload that to the hardware. And then the cost of change is very high. And then you just agree on what was built. You can't really ideate a lot on, let's say, can we do it differently? What if? I mean, you just like describe your idea using some flat screen tools, and then you're waiting for the blast from developers, but sometimes it's not happening. So that's why Shapes is really focused on product teams, so that we get this power of collaborative work, of creative talents with no 3D skills, designers who can jump in, and also developers and clients who can contribute to the really, really amazing products for real world or for spatial experiences. So I would really distinguish between Tvori and ShapesXR. We are following the market, and the market today is on mobile infrastructure. We see many teams are
it's
remote.
not just the market.
Yeah.
I think it's also our users, right? I mean,
Right,
because
of
sometimes it
course.
feels like, it's the market is where the monies are. I mean, I'm not even sure,
It's
because
where the users are.
sorry, where the
It's where the users are. So
the
users
users,
are,
right? I mean,
yeah.
they are there because everybody. I mean, I still remember that I got the original Vive, and of course that's where I started using Tvori, and every time, I had to go to this kind of like ritual: plug, unplug, replug, start, restart, and whatever. Because I don't know why my lighthouses always had some sort of like something. And now it's incredible because I just put it on, I'm in, and I actually, that's gonna, maybe to the people that are joining, that are gonna see, we're gonna give a VR demo in 7 minutes 34 seconds as we speak, and I know it might sound crazy, but you'll be able to join. So if you have a Quest, after that, we are going to share a link. You'll be able to straight away download Shapes from AppLab, and you're done. You'll be able to enter a code, and you can join us during this live just in a virtual space. And I think it's just incredible. It's just a different way of creating, of in general, a different relationship with this kind of technology, really.
Yeah, so you pushed for that a lot too, because it was also part of your job to reach out to all that design community and figuring out that they're using Macs, and that they want to
And
collaborate
hurting
in
so
VR.
much every time. But the first question: does this run on a Mac? No. Does this run on a Quest? No. I'm like, oh gosh,
Yeah.
again.
But then we realized, so do we really want just to port Tvori to Quest as is? Or what is, we stopped actually for kind of some thinking sessions, strategic sessions. So we really dedicated lots of time in 2020 to those, again, discovery interviews with indie teams, with Fortune 500 companies, talking to product teams, working on XR or the future of design, where design is design of future services of products, I mean, real world products. So, and we realize that the expectations from the product is very different than Tvori is initially focused on entertainment, animation industry, pre-business. So it's not possible just, to revise it in such a way to make available also for the product teams. And the pain and the relevance of the problem today for ShapesXR seems to be kind of really, really crucial. And at least we as our own team, we keep proving that, as well as our community of beta testers. So what I want not to forget to say is that everyone who receives today an email as our subscribers, you are totally welcome to launch it on App Lab, to download that to your library, start using, exploring. It's collaborative. Again, you can share your code of your space that you created immediately to start working together, or once you're done with your design, you share that code where any way you want to share it, like sending by email or in social media or in WhatsApp, whatever. And then your friends, your colleagues, your clients can jump in the same space, discover what you've built. So the onboarding probably is not that advanced today. Just teach you how to behave inside ShapesXR. The potential of the tool is much broader. Again, staging is something that you will discover while learning the tool, but it's quite straightforward. Think of Google Slides but just in 3D. And then you start working on those subspaces, and it's like, for people who are familiar with animations, like stop motion videos, but actually you are just switching between slides. So that should be
Yeah, and I mean, we see
helpful.
what we look forward to see is how people are going to use it, what kind of things they will need. I mean, there's already one thing we hear loud and clear is like from all the community members, we need import, we need to get our own stuff, we need to make these spaces our own, bring our own icons or our own assets. So this is something that is must do. We are already heavily researching and working on it, but indeed there is also a longer term plan, and that long term plan is going to be shaped by you again, right? But everybody that's joined, and it's going to say, okay, where should this go, right? It should be like about creating a space, creating a sort of a presentation in a way, but a spatial presentation about a product or about an app, or should it be something else where you leverage this superpower that VR gives, and that I really believe ShapesXR, that is creation. I mean, you cannot do this kind of stuff. I mean, you can do it on Blender, you can do it on Unity, you can do many other things. The fact is that the speed and how accessible it is just another planet. I mean,
and
really
the question is who you. For example, I can't. So for me, Shapes is a superpower, because for me, it's probably takes so much time, to learn the traditional tools. And as a product owner, I just want to really quickly visualize my ideas with the development team, right? Or have a productive chat with the designer. But by productive, I mean that I'm not just listening and we are exchanging, let's say, some
stories,
slides or stories.
Happens, right?
But I can basically take those things and I can immediately show what I mean by this interaction or that interaction. So that's important. And yes, as Gabriel said, how we came up with the name ShapesXR. It's, when we were reaching out for the very, very first time to the first cohort of beta testers, we were looking for that slogan. So how we should subscribe our animation. And then we decided, okay, let's shape it together, because this is what we literally meant. So we didn't want to build the product we of course have the vision and we feel this pain, but we do literally mean that we want to shape it together with the users, with product teams. That's why the roadmap is something that you can input, of course, and things like import is already in the short-term development plan, as well as extended expert and but there's really so many other things that can be
exactly that is what excites me the most. You're seeing like, okay, are people gonna leverage this stage system a lot? Why don't we make maybe some interpolation between the frames to get a more sense, a more power? Or maybe why don't we allow to give different presentation? Why don't we allow maybe to have those meetings start easier with just an email sent? I mean, there are so many opportunities that is just amazing.
And we are going to have several meetups, right? So Gabriel, so that
We
people
have-
can,
we
you have a unique chance to get that super onboarding session. I mean, it's only Gabriel who can really, I can't do that. I tried onboard people like that, step by step. So,
No, I mean, it's a lot of fun because you hear from people different needs, different stories, and what they're after, and in general, what kind of opportunities opened up. So we just have 1 minute left. We're gonna see the quick trailer for ShapesXR. That, by the way, fun fact, is the first time that Iga is gonna see it because we decided to.
What, Gabriel? I hope that it looks nice. At least.
I think it does.
Okay.
I will put some work. I think we managed.
Such a surprise. Okay.
We managed.
Okay, I'm staying tuned. I took the headset off because I want to see it.
So, by the way, we do have indeed, after this short trailer, we are gonna hop in VR, and you as well can join. Right. So as I was saying, you'll be able to scan a QR code directly on your screen, subscribe straight away. You will go to UpLab, and in a matter of 3-4 minutes, five top, you will be with us in the VR space. And let's see if anybody joins. And meanwhile, we have just those 10 seconds left before also all our beta testers will receive the open up email. So let's go 3, 2, 1.
I loved it. I think
And
it's quite dynamic.
Here you go. And indeed, so
this is what 10 hours difference, while you're sleeping. I mean, it's morning for me. You see the trailer of the product, which is so nice.
Yeah, and I mean that's also actually because Inga is now in San Francisco. So let's jump right in. So Inga, why don't you go ahead? While in the meantime, I'm sharing the link. So the link that you see right now here is the one that you can use to actually scan directly and subscribe to our community and get straight away access to ShapesXR. So let's hop in and let me share my screen.
Another update while I was sleeping, so it will probably take 1 minute, but probably fast.
Okay. Let's go. So meanwhile, if anybody want to say something or has questions, this is the moment to actually ask. And we do have a link.
I have to mute myself right here, so I'm muting.
Yeah. Mute now. So let's see. We are getting in. Ground setting. Here we go. Confirm. Stationary. Here we go. And here we go. Almost there. We are demo starting in cast. And we should be
I'm in already, just in case, waiting for you. Welcome to Shape. So, yeah.
Here we go. We are in. We are in, we are in. So we join the space. So this is actually, guys, our lobby. So you will see here you have the beginning tutorials, a bunch of other videos to help you through the different function. And this will be rather empty for you. On top, there are a bunch of samples that you should really check out. And the one with this little icon are the one with stages, something that we're going to show you straight away. But if you can create a new space, but if like me, or after you have done this little tutorial, you can just join space S331DD. And here we go. Hello, Inga. Good, good. Here we are. Here we are. So this was actually the initial little sketch that we made for for our user to actually be welcome in case I'm not around. Oh, right. That is as easy. Yeah, that is as easy. So yeah, what we're going to build, I think we can guide people through a little a little demo of how to do this. Let's say, for example, that we get a little guy in, right? So let's put a guy, we snapping, and here you see, for example, a bunch of assets that are available in our library. So we have primitives, abundant library. And by the way, Inga, why don't you get me a pyramid that we can use to kind of like make a simple, let's say, pyramid here that we can put there. Yeah, something like, yes. Can you maybe add it like this is the viewpoint of this guy? So maybe upside down. Yeah, more something like this, I would say, right? Yeah, yeah. And indeed, so you can, you have seen also a little bit here are brushes, and we have as well the bunch of material. So if we want to highlight, for example, that here we could say, okay, now this is the viewpoint, right? And can you maybe make some yeah, let's put a table and maybe some UI panels of some sort here so that we can kind of like highlight how those panels maybe fit within the view of this guy here. And yeah, and we do have also a very powerful gizmo tool. So you see that after you have in this selection tool, you have this you can select and shape, and here we go, and here we go. So if we assume this being, for example, the view of this of the user in this case, then we can actually get an impression because we can scale ourselves. So you see that now I'm going to go at, hey, Mo. Okay. I want us to see you. Yeah, can you improve this because I think that the result is so far is kind of a little mediocre. So we need someone with some better taste and skill. So as I was saying, you can actually scale yourself extremely big or scale yourself smaller up to 100%. So this is, hey Brett, hello. Can you hear us? Oh, fantastic. Were you actually on LinkedIn? Crazy, guys. I mean, it worked. That's nice to have you. Nice to have you, Brett. So how was the let's say the downloading and the joining experience? Ah, right. Okay, okay. That's great. That's great. Nice to have you back then. Actually, we have made a lot of updates recently. We have added a bunch of things. And something very interesting that people might not know about is, for example, viewpoints. So these viewpoints are actually little perspectives that are put within the scene that allow you, for example, to take. Brett, could you mute yourself a sec, because maybe there is some background sound. Thanks. So here you can actually move the viewpoint and take, for example, picture and adjust also the perspective of the picture. And then, for example, let's say you would like to take this picture, and then you can take photo, and then this will be right into your in your headset, so you can access and then share this straight after. And if you want to go inside this viewpoint, you can also just get in the viewpoint. And when that happens, you actually are in. And you have an impression of what's your field of view at scale, actually. Oh, where does that come from? I didn't remember that we have also those. Right. Here we go. Here we have a bunch of new. Oh, this is sweet. We have a bunch of new actually. This is nice. This is handy. Yes, this is very handy. Very nice. Brett, have you hopped with other people? Have you ever tried to invite anybody in the space? Yeah, no, no. I mean, I think that also tools like Gravity Sketch are amazing in a way of about the modeling aspects and how you create. But indeed, you need to some extent of training to master tools like that, right? I mean, it's absolutely. Let me see. Meanwhile, if there are any other question or anybody, please feel free to join the space or else to actually drop a questions. Would be a pleasure still to help you out and answer those. I think we're gonna continue for a little bit more. Guys, is there something specific, Mo or Inga, that I should add actually that we should mention? You're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what you see here is the following, right? So this is we are now stage one, right? And I'm going to show you something that is extremely, let's say, simple. Let's assume that I'm going to just move, create an icon, right? I'm going to have an icon of a certain color. Let me make it just here. And let me say that, for example, let me get also an asset. We also have here a bunch of assets, and also a little. Let me get a cylinder that I can use to mimic what is, for example, a pointer. So, okay. So let's assume, for example, that we start in this situation. So we are in stage one, and then when a user, for example, would point the controller at this icon, it would highlight. So we duplicate this. I move this controller. I now have the laser pointer, and the icon also highlights. So, for example, becomes light blue. And maybe this. So now what you see is that you have done a very simple simulation about how to go from one to state two, and then maybe after highlighting a click of a button. So I am duplicating, I'm creating a little sphere of, let's say, let's make this a different color, and sphere here. Yeah, I want to highlight that this button is pressed, and then maybe the icon becomes bigger. So I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to grab it, make it bigger. Move this. The button press is done. And now I can kind of like put a viewpoint, for example, in this perspective. And by the way, Brett, if you want to see this, you can use your joystick and move left and right with your left joystick and go through the different states. So, right. 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 No, in here you can use your left thumbstick and move it left or right, and then you will see 104, 204, 304. Yes, now you do that. Right. So if I'm now here and I push play, and I can do 1, 2, selected, 3. There is the selection there, 4. So this is like, of course, something super simple that took less than 1 minute, and the idea is to show what could be, for example, the information architecture of an app, or how an interaction with a product could be simulated. And as soon as, for example, we are going to have import, and as I said, it's really short on the timeline, then you're going to have, for example, the ability to get your own model, put it in, and show how that model behaves with the user, how, for example, a door is open, or maybe how a user moves in space to interact in an airport, or so on. So in general, it's all the idea to give motion, or some sort of motion, to your design. Inga, do you think that was somehow? Let's do that. So anyway, when we are here, we can still go here, and let's say that I'm gonna join a new space. Let me see which one. Should we go to the watch? Yep, the watch is 719 D71. Yeah. So I see Dan Gamwall is also downloading the update. Let me just write the name of the space so that we don't lose him. 719 D71. 719 D71 is the new space. D71.
Gabriel, for your new space, you don't have stages. It's static variant. So probably.
Right. So I create a new one from templates.
Okay. Good.
So I'm going to apply now. And yeah, so this is the space, and the code is. So you see, that's how it is. So you apply a template, you add, and you share a new code. Is 464A45. 464A45. So let me see. Private chat. 464A45. 4A45. Iga, can you give me a sign? Are you still around? Right. 464A45. Have we lost Brett along the way? Right. Let's still. You're right. So Brett or whoever, this is our new space, Inga 464A45, and this is what we were talking about. So this is another example where, again, all created with primitives within Shapes, and you can move and play this design in motion, showing, for example, different functions of a certain products, or highlights some of the parts of it. And in general, all this was created with shapes. I mean, let me just mess it up a second, right? So if I say if I want to just get this, right, and let's say that I want to select just this part, and I am going to, yeah, I can just do this. Oops. Let's select also this, and here we go. Now I have basically the board. I'm on stage 5, Inga. So now I'm gonna give the board to the chipboard to Inga, and she can actually, yeah. You can multi-select it, and right. In case I've done certainly some irreparable mistake to this space, but there you have it. So then you have that you can actually multi-select, move object with give it to others, and in general you can have really collaborative, creative sessions. So these are some indeed of the point. And if at some point you want to, for example, take a picture, you can do so by just putting the viewpoint in space, and then here we go. Take a photo, and that is going to be in your folder. So that being said, this is one function. So right now you can export as an image, and again, right, we all know that the need to bring it to other places, it's behind the corner, but yet you can still have your team and have a conversation and align and show what you have created without the need of building it in other 3D modeling software, especially now that you have the ability to tell that story in motion and illustrate better function. Inga. Right. No, I mean, it's super easy, right? So what you have an icon, for example, and you want this icon to be snapped to that plane, and then you just do this, you push the B button, and then you snap it on that plane. And you see that now it's snapped. You can rotate it, you can move it again, and this allows you to be very precise, as well as all the option about the gizmo that I was telling you about to move. And we, of course, has also the ability to just move or stretch, scale the object, and maybe better shown with a cube, you can have the ability to instead move and alter the proportion of this specific object in several ways. So this is a bit, and again, there are a bunch of videos, and we encourage everybody to actually share and with others, right? So that you can start creating together from step one. And enjoy, yeah. Oh no, right. So text tool, right, it's again, maybe white. So text tool, let's stretch it a little bit because it doesn't fit, and of course gray on gray doesn't really help, so we're gonna make it yeah, here we go, thanks, Inga. Exactly, so we're gonna make this like this, and here you go. So it is really as easy. So really, hop in. We look forward to see what you create. Inga, should we hop off and say goodbye? Indeed. I'm showing the template, and let's hop off, say goodbye to everybody, and then we'll certainly hand back in VR. Let's do that. And Inga, you can unmute yourself.
Yes.
Here we go. VR hairs, look.
Yeah, VR hairs, a little bit messy, but still cool. Yeah, thank you, Gabriel. I mean, it was fun to join you, even though I've learned that just recently, but I think it was cool. And thanks a lot, Brad and more, for joining us in VR, just real time.
Indeed. And you guys can join the Discord community in there. You'll be able to send me a message. I mean, let's be honest, you can contact me on LinkedIn or whatever you want, right? To say, hey, when is the next meetup? I'm going to send you a link. You can pick your time. We have, I believe, 10 meetups planned in the next 2 weeks. So just join.
Discord channel is great because the entire team can see, let's say, the requests, I don't know, anything that you expect from the tool use cases, and then we can take it as a structured feedback immediately. So join Discord as well to stay connected. Yeah,
absolutely. So guys, I want to thank everybody, and I want to thank Inga for joining today.
Thank you, Gabriel, for hosting.
Even it was last minute, and we're looking forward to see you guys. Join on Discord, send me a message if you have any question, and see you in VR.
Thank you very much. Bye see you later. Bye.